Hi, my name is Francisco.
Hi, Francisco. My name's Chief Moore. I'm a deputy chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department.
My name is Stacy.
My name is Maya Bayardo.
And today we're going to be interviewing Chief Moore. First question, why did you decide to become a firefighter?
Well, when I was a very young kid, I grew up in Los Angeles, and when I was a very young boy, we had a fire station right up the street from my house. I grew up in Venice, California, the west side of Los Angeles. And I used to ride my bike by the fire station all the time. And they used to have their doors open. And I noticed that every day in the afternoon, they would pull the fire engine out and wash it. And I would always go by and talk to the firefighters. And then one day, I asked if they needed any help. And so I actually started helping them wash their fire engine and thought it was pretty cool and kind of admired the apparatus and talking to these gentlemen. And then I went on to go to college after high school. I went to UCLA. And believe it or not, I had a desire to be a firefighter, but I had always had in my mind that I wanted to do something to help people, and I had studied biology while I was at UCLA. There was an EMT class that was offered, and so I took the EMT class, and part of my EMT class was a clinical portion where I had to go to the hospital and do some time in the hospital. So I was studying biology because I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And so when I was in the emergency room at UCLA, I noticed that the doctors seemed a little grumpy. The nurses were a little grumpy. And it was just a very tense environment. But whenever the firefighters walked in or the paramedics walked in, they were always so happy and so excited. And they'd walk in, and every single one I met during my internship, they were smiling and really enjoying what they were doing. So I went back to that fire station, and I started talking to them. Now, keep in mind, it's years later, and I asked them, what does it take to become a firefighter? And they were telling me that all I needed was a high school diploma or a GED, and that I couldn't have an arrest record, and a desire to help people. And so I changed my major from biology to sociology, which is a perfect major for working in the fire service, because what better thing to understand people? And I pursued a career in the fire service. So I graduated from UCLA, and then in 1995, I got hired by the Los Angeles Fire Department. I went on to get my master's degree from Cal State University Long Beach in public administration and emergency management, which just helped amplify everything I'm doing in the fire service. And helped me with my promotions. And as I went from firefighter and then on to becoming a captain and then to becoming a battalion chief, after 30 years, here I am as a deputy chief in charge of the San Fernando Valley. Wow.
So after 30 years working in firefighter, right?
Yeah, 30 years with the city of Los Angeles.
What do you think is the most craziest or unforgettable
Moment?
Yeah. Thank you.
So in 30 years, I've had a lot of incidents that I would call crazy. Some good, some really sad incidents. But I honestly, if I think back on probably one of the things that meant the most to me was when I was a young firefighter and I was working in the back of an ambulance, and on two different occasions assisted a woman as she gave birth, on two different occasions. And I was present and assisted with the delivery of two babies in my career.
Twins?
No, two different times.
Oh my God.
And both absolutely incredible experiences. And to help somebody in their time of need was especially having the background that I had, because I wanted to be a doctor. So it was the closest thing that I'd ever experienced.
Wow.
To probably being able to do that. And I think those were probably precious moments in my career. I've had some sad ones where I've seen people who've lost their lives tragically. Unfortunately, I've experienced two fatalities of firefighters since I've been on the job, that I was actually involved with the incidents. So those are sad times. But I like to think of the good times, and the good times to me
always
are
think positive.
always think positive. And the good times to me were those times where I was able to help people in their time of need. And in this case, it was those two ladies that were again, 2 different occasions, but
Yeah.
being there to be able to help them as they were scared and they were young. They were very young mothers and probably didn't have all the health care they would have probably wanted to have received. And so it was good to be able to be there for them with their time of need.
Yeah.
Those sure are unforgettable.
I knew to expect that this time.
I told you to be aware of the soundtrack.
What do you exactly do as a fire chief?
So I'm a deputy chief, and I have 39 fire stations that I'm responsible for.
Wow,
When
that's a lot.
Yes, it
Wait,
is
how many?
39.
39.
And 5 battalion or battle lines, right? I
You're
can't
right,
remember how
battalions,
to say
five
it. Yes.
battalions. You're absolutely right. So each battalion has about 5 fire stations in them. And there's a battalion chief that's in charge of those. And then the battalion chief reports to an assistant chief, and I have 3 assistant chiefs that work out of my office. The firefighters work a 24-hour schedule, so they come in at 6 o'clock in the morning and they get off at 6 o'clock in the morning. Our battalion chiefs do the same thing, and my assistant chiefs do the same thing. That's why I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And so one's on duty within every 24 hours. And so my job is to oversee the entire bureau. So when I have 39 fire stations, in all about 1,000 firefighters in total, between the 3 shifts, because there's an A shift, a B shift, and a C shift, that work within the Los Angeles Fire Department. So I oversee their training, their development, their professional development. I work very closely with our city council members to make sure that the people of Los Angeles are receiving the type of care and the type of
Community?
service that they expect.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves in being, the most exceptional first responders from both fire and EMS. A lot of people don't realize that when they see a firefighter or they see a fire engine, every single member of the Los Angeles Fire Department is an EMT or an EMT paramedic. And so they're there to provide EMS care as well as fire service. So I oversee all that within the San Fernando Valley, which is about almost, literally, if you draw the geographically, it's almost half the city of Los Angeles.
I can't even take over my homework. I don't know that kind of responsibility.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. It is a lot of responsibilities. I work with 6 of the 15 council members to ensure that their districts are very well served and to have everything from wildland urban interface to commercial buildings, industrial buildings, to residential buildings throughout the valley. So it's a very challenging position. A lot of it has to deal with budgets. A lot of it has to deal with the neighborhood councils, homeowners associations, and just making sure that everybody's needs are met.
Yeah. When you actually get to a fire, what do you do? Like, how do you put it out?
So it all starts before we ever get the call. If you think about it, our training is paramount. So
Training.
yeah, so we have an 18-week drill tower for all firefighters that they have to go through, and it's pretty rigorous. It's very physically rigorous. It's also, you have to have the mental capacity to be able to learn new things and to be able to apply them, and it's a very challenging career.
Yeah.
So our training is everything, and training never ends. Even as a firefighter with 30 years on, I'm still learning new things. If you think about it, think of how much society has changed over those 30 years. And now we have electric vehicles, we have lithium-ion batteries, we have different types of construction, we have high-density areas that we live in they weren't that way 30 years ago. So our training is everything, and so we constantly train for whatever could possibly happen. And so when we get that call for a 911 response here in the city of Los Angeles, there's a time that we're supposed to be getting on that rig, and that's 60 seconds. We should be able to get on our fire engines within 60 seconds. If we're going to a fire, it's 120 seconds, and we get all suited up, and we actually start rolling on our way to the incident. The moment we get the address, we start thinking about where that building might be, what type of occupancy it might be, because it's different if it's a commercial building versus a residential building, or a wildland urban interface area where we may have brush or something like that. So that's going to determine the type of gear we're going to put on.
Yeah.
And then we start thinking of what position am I in, because every position on the fire apparatus has a job. And so depending on what position you're riding in is what's going to determine what you're going to do. So when you ask the question, what do you do when you get to the fire? It really depends on what position you're in. But once you arrive and you're on scene, it's a matter of doing whatever your assignment is, and you work as a team to do that. So that's one of the things I've really enjoyed in my career, is being able to work as a team. If you like working in a team environment, you like an ever-changing environment, you like working outside, it's a great career for you. And so when we go to these fires, our goal is then to be able to be properly suited up, have a mission, complete that mission, and do it safely. And the most important thing is that we protect lives and we protect property, and then we all get home safely.
You mentioned training.
Yes.
What exactly do you do during training?
So it all depends on what we're training on. For instance, this time of year, believe it or not, as we're starting to get a little closer to October, November, we know that the rainy season will be upon us. So we start training on swift water rescues. As soon as those rains come, we'll be able to rescue people that are in the reservoir or any type of incident that's in the reservoir. And then when it's the middle of rainy season, believe it or not, we start talking about brush, so that when the brush season comes, we're ready to fight wildland fires, similar to what happened in the Palisades. So there are different firefighting techniques, but then constantly we're training on residential fires in the urban environment, or commercial fires, auto fires, physical rescues. And then also, we're also practicing our EMS. We have to stay on top of our EMS skills, because about 85% of what we do is medical related. So we have to constantly do our EMS training. For instance, today I was reviewing some information on our Zols, which is a cardiac monitor that we put on people when they're having a chest pain. It'll determine whether or not they need to be shocked or not, and which will then jumpstart their heart. So all of these things are things that we do. Believe it or not, over the years, the number of topics that we have to be well-versed in has increased exponentially. I mean, we have hazardous materials, so you have that chemical portion. You have the urban search and rescue, so you have to know your ropes and knots and know how to do proper angles and all that type of stuff. And then with the changing type of construction, you have to understand construction, and you have to understand firefighting techniques on various types of construction that you may implement when you fight a fire in depending on the type of structure you're fighting a fire in.
Wow, that is a lot to remember.
Yeah.
It is a lot to remember, and that's why I said in 30 years, my ability to stop learning has never stopped. I'm constantly learning.
I can't even learn in school. That's amazing.
Well, it's like being in school. It's like being in school full time. And that, I think that's one of the things that I enjoy the most, is that you're constantly learning.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you enjoy learning in something that you're actually applying, it makes it that much easier.
Wow, learning must be like a very big value to you, is it?
Oh, absolutely, it is, and that's why I've never stopped going to school. So,
Wow.
as I said, I went to UCLA for my undergrad, went to Cal State University of Long Beach for my master's degree, and then I went on to the National Fire Academy, and I got a 4-year degree from there called the Executive Fire Officer degree.
Wow.
I actually just finished a series in diversity, equity, and inclusion from Cornell University. I also finished a certification program from Cornell University in conflict resolution, because a lot of my job, believe it or not, is dealing with personnel.
Wow.
And when you have that many people living in that type of an environment, in a tight-knit environment, many call it like a family environment, you're going to have conflict. And so one of the things that I pursued was a certification in conflict resolution, so I could understand how to best resolve conflict and be as equitable as possible.
That must be why you're a leader, obviously.
It's one of the reasons I like to think of myself as a leader. Absolutely, yeah.
I definitely see you as one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You mentioned teamwork, right?
Yes.
What's an example of you as a fire chief using teamwork with other firefighters?
So one of the challenges we have with the staffing shortage that we have is you have firefighters who might be assigned to a certain fire station, but they have to move around a lot to fill vacancies.
Yes.
So when you talk about teamwork, one of the first things I expect every captain to do is kind of assess their team. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And then be able to overcome those. So you may have somebody who's not normally working with your crew. You want to go over your normal operating guidelines. You want to talk about what your expectations are so that they understand. That way, when they go to a fire or they go to an EMS incident, everybody understands exactly what their expectations of each other. And in doing so, you're able to collaborate and work collaboratively as a team and be able to accomplish your goal.
Well, you being a leader, what advice can you give us to keep ourselves safe from home fires?
So when you're thinking about home fires, the most important thing is to be proactive. Think about, are you prepared? Have you had this conversation with your family? A lot of people don't have that conversation. They just think it's never going to happen to me. Discuss, okay, if we have a fire, do we have a fire extinguisher? If you have a fire extinguisher, do you know how to use it? It's really easy to use. I mean, most of them have a pin. You pull the pin, you aim it, you squeeze it, and you sweep it. It's called pass.
Yeah.
You pull, aim, squeeze, and then sweep. But a lot of people buy these fire extinguishers. You can buy them at Home Depot. You can buy them at any of your hardware stores. And they just don't know how to use it. And then the other thing is know where to keep it. Where are you going to keep it? Are you going to keep it in your garage? Are you going to keep it in your kitchen? Are you going to keep it in some place that's accessible? The other thing is have a plan as to what you're going to do if those smoke alarms go off in the middle of the night. One, we got to make sure they work because they got to have batteries. And so we recommend that you change them every time you change your clock. You should change out your smoke alarm battery. But once those things start going off in the middle of the night or whenever they do, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna meet? Is there everybody know to get outside the house? And then who's gonna dial 911? Somebody needs to call 911, and you have to have an idea what you're gonna say when you call 911. You should be able to know where your address is. And I know for you that's probably of course I know where my address is. But think if you have little brothers or sisters.
They most likely don't.
They may not. They may not. So try to teach them what's your address so that they know where they are. They know where their home is. A lot of times, if you're on a hardwired phone, it comes up right away. But with cell phones, it doesn't necessarily come up. It'll just geolocate based off of the cell towers. So it helps us if we know exactly where your home is. And then you tell them what the problem is. You calmly tell them, we have a fire. It's in our bedroom, or it's in our bathroom, or it's in the kitchen. Which is the most common type of fires. It's usually the leading cause for fires is cooking fires. So have an idea of what you're going to tell them, have an idea of where you live, and make sure that they know that you're safe, that everybody's out of the house. And then once you leave the house, don't ever go back in, not even for your pets. Let us know that you have a pet in there, and if your pet hasn't exited already, we'll go in there and do the rescue for your pet. But it's too dangerous for you to go back into the fire trying to rescue, because a lot of times the animals will go hide, and then you're going to find yourself looking for that animal. So, but that's really the safest thing to do when you have a fire is be prepared, have a plan, and talk about it.
That's amazing advice. Stacy, do you have anything to say? Well, I'll have you get some time to think about it. You mentioned fire extinguishers. Where do you keep yours?
So we have two. I keep one in the garage right by the door, and then I keep one in the kitchen underneath the kitchen sink.
Yes, you said kitchens were most leading cause, yes?
Yes.
Well, I know I would start one of those.
Well,
I'm really bad at cooking.
The thing is about those dry chem fire extinguishers is there's a dry powder inside of it. It's almost like using baking soda. If you don't have a fire extinguisher and you have a grease fire or a fire that's on the stovetop or something like that, you can use baking soda. But that dry chem fire extinguisher, what it does is there's three elements you need for a fire to occur. You need heat, you need whatever's burning, and then you need oxygen. The easiest thing is to put that powder over the top of it, and it depletes the oxygen, which smothers the fire, which puts it out. The fourth one, if you really wanted to get technical, would be a chemicals, which would be a chemical fire, and that's by breaking that chain reaction. And the dry chem fire extinguisher does that as well.
They said that there's like different fires to
The categories?
Yeah, because like we have to be careful like what to put in a fire, because like there's like different, and so like You know.
I know.
No, like
I think I know.
So no, what I'm trying to say is that my teacher told me that there's like different fires, so we had to actually be careful what to put in that fire, because what happens if it causes more fire?
Exactly.
And, like,
So what your teacher was telling you about was there's 4 different classes of fire: A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, something like
Your
that.
A is your ordinary combustibles, your B is your chemicals, your C is your electrical, and then your D is the heavy metal fires. The thing that's really nice about that dry chem fire extinguisher, it does the majority of those. It does the A, B, and C fires. Because if you think about if you have a grease fire and you throw water on it,
It's gonna make it worse.
it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it bigger. And a lot of people do that, believe it or not. A lot of people will take a grease fire and they'll take the pan and then they'll throw it outside thinking, I just got to get this out of here. But what they don't realize is when they do that, that grease that's on fire will then spread to whatever's outside.
Like gasoline.
It almost is like gasoline. You're absolutely right. I've seen where somebody has done that and they had a wood porch, and the next thing you know, their house is on fire because they basically took the fire and threw it out onto the porch.
I do have a question. What was the biggest fire you've ever seen?
Ooh. Well, I'd have to say it was the Palisades. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yes.
That was probably one of the most devastating fires we've ever had in the city of Los Angeles by far. I've never seen winds at 100 miles an hour that could spread fire as fast as it did. And we're still feeling the devastation from that fire.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The support
And,
should continue going.
Controlled fires. I saw this like on TikTok or on like I don't know what I saw it on, but controlled fires. How do you actually keep them under control when
So
you
it's
guys start
interesting
them?
that you talk about that because I'm trying to bring this idea of controlled fires to the Sepulveda Basin. So I don't know if you've heard, but we have a basin here in the San Fernando Valley right off of the 405 and Burbank Boulevard. It's called the Sepulveda Basin. It's a reservoir. It's got a lot of heavy vegetation and brush in there. And there's a lot of people who are really concerned, which we are as well, about fires there. And so one of the things we're trying to do is bring the opportunity for our firefighters to learn how to do controlled burns. And it's a science, and you have to have the right wind conditions or no wind at all. You have to have the right weather. You have to have the right relative humidity, and you have to have control points. And so that would require us to actually put fire on the ground, control the environment by putting hand lines in place and creating some fire lines around it using dozers or hand tools. And you create a fire break so that you can control the fire burning in that area.
Yes.
What you don't want is that wind to ever come and pick it up and then throw ember casts over that fire break.
Yeah.
How do you
And
control
then it
that,
just
though?
get bigger and worse.
The way you do it is by creating a fire break, or with in the large fires is with bulldozers, but we could do it with hand tools.
Wow.
And then we also use hand lines in place. So we'll have firefighters out there with water and actually spray it down ahead of time. And then if it does jump, be able to extinguish it.
That's really impressive. Do you have any final words for us?
Well, I encourage you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, you are very talented. You have great questions for me. Don't stop your desire to keep learning. And good luck.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I was actually wondering, you mentioned Insomniac Radio, right? Your son? Right?
Yes, I did mention my son.
You had another one, yes?
I have two. I have 3 sons.
Three?
I have 3 sons. One is a firefighter with the city of Los Angeles. The other one works for Insomniac Radio.
Yes.
He's a project manager that works with their radio station. And then I have another one that is a freshman at Texas Christian University in Fort Worth, Texas.
How do you handle parenting and your work?
Well, my daughter would kill me if I didn't mention that I have an 8-year-old daughter. So I have to say I have an 8-year-old daughter as well.
That must be a lot of work.
How do I manage parenting and work? That's a great question. I'll tell you right now, the best way to manage parenting and work is by picking the best wife. And,
Yes.
and I did that. I did that 26 years ago.
Wow.
When I asked my wife to marry me, and we got married.
Aw.
And so that has been the success of being a good parent.
That's amazing.
And that is having a good
Honestly.
partner.
That's really, really impressive. I can't even handle schoolwork and family. I'm like, Mikey, stop doing this, my little brother.
It comes with time. It comes with time.
Wow. So I'm
Um,
pretty sure family must be like a big part of you, yes?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm very in tune to my family. I've got 4 wonderful children. Being of Hispanic descent, it was very important for me that my children spoke Spanish, so they all went to a Spanish immersion program. They all speak fluent Spanish, and
I can't
it's-
even speak.
That's me too.
Well,
me
there
too.
you go. You have to learn how to speak Spanish, especially.
Duolingo would kill me.
Spanish?
¿Hablas español?
Yeah.
Pues podemos hablar en español.
Okay, Tom.
¿Tienes un pregunta en español?
No.
No.
Like I understand it here and there. I could speak some Spanish, but like I can't speak it fluently.
Not me. I don't understand anything. Not a word.
So I will challenge you that the next time we see each other, you at least have 3 to 4 phrases that we can communicate.
Don't worry, I can teach you.
Can I like take notes for my sister off of her schoolwork?
And so the next time I see you, we'll have at least 4 sentences that we can communicate.
Possibly.
Just what do they say? Just cordial conversation.
Yeah. I don't
How
know
are you? What have you been doing? What did you
¿Qué
eat
estás
for lunch?
haciendo?
There you go.
Well, we got one person who could do it. Does that count for all of us? Yeah.
Yes. Almost my whole family speaks Spanish. So.
Wow.
And
Well, we
I'll
got a
tell you-
connection over here now.
Always cherish that. It
Yeah.
is something that I've cherished my entire life. It was my first language. I spoke.
Yes.
I only spoke Spanish till I
Yeah.
was 5, and then I started speaking English. So I think it's something I did cherish growing up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so hard for me to speak English. I'm gonna lie, but I'm getting there though. So,
You do it well.
oh, thank you.
My Duolingo would kill me if I just skipped a lesson. So I don't know about speaking Spanish, but I'm gonna continue with my Italian. Thank you.
Oh wow, good for you. Well,
Yes.
stay focused. Stay in school. Get through high school. Think about where you may want to go to either community college or university. Challenge yourself and set high limits for yourself, and just say, "I can make those bars. I can reach them."
I should take that advice, honestly.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good advice.
Wow.
That's what they did for me, and look where I am
What
now.
were your grades in high school?
Believe it
if
or
you can
not, I do remember.
Oh dear!
Oh my God.
Don't tell me it was bad.
I have a question.
So my grades in
Remember.
high school, I was an average student. I didn't love education until I probably got a little older, and I fell in love with education.
Wait, I have a question. So when you were a kid, did you have like good grades or like did you get like bad
Bad or
grades?
average?
Well, I didn't get bad grades. I probably got average grades, and the reason I got average
Yes.
grades was because I probably didn't focus nearly as much as I would have. I should have.
Well,
Focus is everything.
lucky you.
Stay focused, and you know, I think what changed for me was when I found what I wanted to do and it was my passion, and I went to school. It made learning that much more fun because it was something I was really interested in, and I knew I could apply it. So I keep going to school now because I can apply it and I use
Yeah.
it. And so find something you have a passion for, whatever it is: music, arts, English, math, science, and then just pursue it and then find a way to apply it.
Well, my personality says architect, but I believe wrong. So
You never know. I'll tell you, your high schools probably offer you an ability to take those interest exams, those examinations that do. And what are your common interests?
yes, that's actually what we did
Believe it or not,
yesterday.
they're very accurate. They're very accurate.
I don't know about architect, but sure.
Mine always told me that I wanted to help people.
Wow. Well, it was correct apparently.
Yeah.
Watch me come back as an architect.
There you go.
What did you think the Fire Academy was going to be like?
What did I think the Fire Academy was going to be like? Well, I kind of knew what it was going to be like only because I was very fortunate. I went to a junior college and I enrolled in a private Fire Academy. It was called Rio Hondo College. It's in Whittier. And I attended that community college and went through the Fire Academy before I ever got into our official Fire Academy. So I had a really good understanding, and I knew it was going to require a lot of studying. I knew it was going to be very rigorous physically. And that's one of the things you kind of have to prepare for is when you're going to go into our fire academy, you have to be physically fit and then you have to be mentally fit because you're going to be required to do both of those. And if you don't prepare yourself, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult.
I don't know about physically fit, so I don't think I'm ready to be a firefighter because I don't even like PE. So,
Well, you got to love
well,
PE.
I know he likes it.
There you go. It's, it's a career that allows you an opportunity to, as I said earlier, work as a team, work in an ever-changing outdoor environment. Your days are never the same. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's exciting.
Wow. Did you do any sports in like high school?
I
or
did.
Stuff?
I was always in the pool. So I was a water polo player. I was a water polo player. I was a swimmer.
You're good at saving people in water, I see.
So, yeah.
One of my previous teachers that I had in middle school, 6th grade, I think, really loved water polo. He
it's
was
a
on
lot.
a professional team, actually.
I drown.
Another team sport. Another team sport.
I drown, honestly. I don't know how to swim, so.
Yeah, same. I don't even know how to swim.
You don't?
No.
You should learn how to swim.
My
Learn how
parents
to swim.
tried.
Learn how to swim and try to learn another language.
My parents tried. I didn't learn.
Start in the shallow end and just practice. Even with bubbles. That's the smartest way to start. So I have a question for the three of you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh,
Since
the
you've been
interview's getting
asking
in.
me questions,
Hi.
do any of you have a desire to pursue radio?
Radio. Possibly, actually. Yeah. I do actually listen to a lot of radio, and I do actually enjoy listening to them. It's quite calming,
En
actually.
mi carro song. Yeah.
Nomás en tu carro.
Más en su carro.
How about you?
Well, radio, I kind of make music here and there, like in the team room. Actually, I make music here and there. I started not so long ago too, and I think I've gotten really, really way better.
He was trying to make us an intro,
I was
and it ended up
trying-
just being like actually just good music.
He was locking in for sure, bro.
He kept adding more and more, and it just ended up sounding like a just
Yeah.
song.
So if you have an interest, even the smallest interest, what I would encourage you to do is start studying what does it take to be a good broadcaster?
Yeah.
How do you formulate your questions? How do you draw questions out of people who you're interviewing? How do you fluctuate your voice? Like coming here today, I didn't expect to be on camera.
Oh, sorry.
So no, I mean, I immediately had to go, okay, how do I adjust the way I'm going to
Yes, of course.
perform, if you want
Yeah.
to call it
Perform.
that? Because that's really what you're doing, is you're doing a
Yeah.
performance. I mean, people are not only going to listen to what you're talking about, but they're going to look to see how you're reacting. And how,
Yes.
Yeah.
and so if you put that effort towards it, you'll be better at it, just like anything else.
Great. I'm an actor too. Perfect.
There you go, see?
Let's go. Except
Well-
I'm a very unorganized actor because podcast just goes on and on and on.
Did you have any other questions for me before
Um,
we start?
We gotta like continue talking. So, were you ever interested in music? You said radio, so were you ever
You're
interested
gonna
in music?
laugh.
Am I?
You're going to laugh when I tell you if I was interested
I laugh
in music.
easily, so
I told
most
you
likely,
that
yes.
my Hispanic heritage, believe it or not, the one instrument that I played,
Yes.
and I don't think too many people know this, was the accordion.
The accordion.
My mother had this
Piano. I can't imagine you just going.
My mother had this fantasy that I was going to be part of a mariachi. Yes, you can laugh at that. And she had this dream that I was either going to be a priest, a doctor, or a mariachi player.
Well, she got
And so she
kind of
laid
right.
she laid the foundation very thick and
Yes.
early on. So I learned how to play the accordion. I wish I had learned how to play the guitar or something that
My
I could
friend knows how to
actually
play the guitar.
I can't say that I go home and serenade my wife to the sound of an accordion. Sorry.
I play clarinet, so you're better. You're doing better than me.
Good for you, a wind instrument. That's
Yes.
great. That's
do you
great.
think you still know how to play the accordion?
You know what? I probably don't. I mean, I could
Wow.
probably make noises come out of it, but to actually play a song would be challenging.
Oh
I'd
my
probably have to
God.
sit in front of a YouTube channel for a little while.
That's me with clarinet. Actually, I'm like, which one is this?
Yeah.
Jeez,
my
like
God.
fingering
I
instruments.
tried to play a
Oof.
guitar. Oh my god, I broke one of the strings, and it's literally still up in my bedroom.
Oh
Like,
my
it's
God.
still there. I broke the strings. Yeah.
My sister plays guitar.
I
She's
tried
good at
to.
it though. She gave up. She gave up. She doesn't want to do it anymore.
A lot of people are self-taught when they do things like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
I don't know why she gave
So let
up.
me ask you a couple more questions since we're talking about fire safety.
Yes.
How many of you have actually had that conversation with your family about what you're going to do in the event of a fire?
Me.
Just
Always, all the like, it's random. Like, we do talk about it, but it's like random. Like, I'm just using my phone. He was like, okay, we need to talk. And then we get like a family meeting. And then that's when we start talking about it, or like about him, or about what happens if he's not here, or like, yeah. So basically we talk about it. And so I already know what to do. And yeah.
that's good.
I feel like I had to talk with my parents when all the big fires were coming up, like the Palisades fires and those other fires. I feel like that's when me and my parents started having like big conversations about if we were ever in a fire or if anything like that would ever happen to us.
Yeah. Well, you may not realize this, but during the Palisades fire, we had a major fire here in the San Fernando Valley
up
called
there,
the Hearst
right?
Fire in Siltmar. Yeah. We evacuated all the homes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
I
kept that one to about 700 acres. And we only had 2 homes damaged. And I was actually one of the 3 incident commanders in charge of that fire.
Wow. Impressive.
And think about how challenging it was for us because you had the Palisades fire that broke out in early morning or before noon. And then you had the Eaton fire that broke out later that afternoon.
Yeah.
So all of our resources were being used all over the place. From the Palisades, you had all those resources that were drawing into the fire, and then you had the Eaton fire. And so I was left with what I had to fight the Hearst fire. So that's where training comes in. You talked about training earlier and
Yes.
teamwork. Being able to fight a fire of that magnitude and get people out. So we were able to evacuate people because they had talked about it, they had practiced it, they had a plan. We were able to get them out and practice the Ready, Set, Go program, which was be ready, know what you're going to do, be set. So as soon as the fire breaks out, be ready to go. And they did go. And we were able to protect all those homes with nobody getting hurt. And we were able to extinguish that fire in a relatively short time.
Well, that's really impressive. Thank you for talking to us today. Do you have any final words of advice?
I just want to thank you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Thank
and I'm
you.
excited to be part of the Boys and Girls
That's really
Club.
refreshing.
Thank you.
Yeah.